Hello, my friends. Thank you for coming to play with the ideas that I present on my channel. I wanted to talk about the aura today. I'm sifting through 4 decades of transcripts of channeling, and I found this great little thing on the aura that I really didn't remember. And I wanted to share that with you today. Our aura is our personal energy field that extends up to 6 feet beyond the body. And that's why when someone we don't want to be close to moves into our energy field, it makes us very uncomfortable. Why some of us are very uncomfortable in crowds, it's because we're bumping up against their aura. And of course, if people we like or love, we want to mingle that energy. But they describe some characteristics of our aura. The origin of it is mind. And our aura is the recording. Our life is recorded in the aura, in energy. The way that they described it, and I do have a prop with me today to share with you. The way that they describe this is in the rings of a tree. And I just happen to have this I got it at a wedding because the bride's father worked in wood. And so the flower arrangements were placed on these. And this is cracked and it's been used as a trivet. So the blips, please excuse them. But if you've never seen the inside of a tree, this is what it looks like. And obviously, this is the absolute core that was alive when it was a tiny sapling. How cute is that? And every year, supposedly, is recorded in the rings of the tree. And it's interesting that it has little blops in here that, it's a little stained. Because if you followed my series on karma, we have these little energetic patterns that look like this in our aura. And I've done a lot of work on dissolving mine. So, I can clear the energy of my mind from my history. Like these would be historical events that are kind of stuck there that we work on clearing. But that isn't really what I want to talk about today. It does relate to how our karmic energetic patterns still exist in our aura until we dissolve them. But that's other videos. Okay, so our aura has these bands of experience recorded. Maybe you could think about this as our own personal akashic record. And my question was, why do horses, no matter where I am, know that I've been with horses? All horses really look at my husband and I. Now we don't have them anymore, but we've been with horses all our life. So what are they seeing? Do I have horses in my aura? And this was the answer, that because I've spent so much of my life with horses, that ring on the tree of my aura is very wide and very prominent. They said that because I've worked in channeling and mediumship for so long, that ring is also very well developed. With musicians, for example, they would have a very prominent ring in their mind because they spent so much time pursuing music. All right. I thought that was really fascinating to correlate it to the rings of a tree. So others can sense our interests and our hobbies. Now, I've always been fascinated with people who were into obscure things, and maybe some people think horses are a little obscure too, but people get into model airplanes. There's a place near us where they fly those model airplanes, and there's a whole club and their whole life, I mean, not their whole life, clearly, but, they're always down there flying these really pretty large, probably what turned into drones, the fascination with being able to fly something in the sky that was before drones. People who are fascinated with, oh, I don't know, hobbies. Let's put it that way, our hobbies. Now, of course, people who go to church a lot tend to have a broadband in their aura from the type of dogma or religion that they practice. And this sort of lights up when they're in the group of people who are in the same practice with the same beliefs. And so the information was that these bands of interest that have been expanded in our aura light up when we're with other people. And of course, I can't prove that, but psychics deal in the unseen. So I just wanted to play with that idea. Now, they did say that if somebody practices a fairly dark predilection, that also is readable in the bands of their aura. Now, our aura is part of mind, which is throughout our physical body and extends beyond our physical body. Sometimes we call the extension of the mind the mental body. And our activities, our predilections, our unhealed aspects of ourself are carried in mind into the afterlife, where we can heal and deal and be more perhaps objective about them. So the location of mind has always been debated. It isn't the brain. It really isn't. The brain is all about the physical function, but brain damage does affect how we conduct our life. And so, that could be an aspect that is recorded in our aura. I mean, seriously, let's think about these bands of experiences being our personal akashic record, right? So I've always felt that mind is anchored in the chakra system, which I'm sure anybody who comes to my channel knows what that is. However, I had an experience last evening of, oh boy, it was really painful. What I have is a lot of fear, which is why I can teach remotely. I'm much less comfortable around people because I've experienced a lot of abuse in my life, and sexual abuse. And so there is a 14-year-old version of myself that is frozen in terror inside of me. When I was thinking about what I'd really like to do is be on other people's channels, invite other people to my channel, that little girl, I felt her in my gut, her fear, her terror of people. And so the core, this is what kind of fascinated me about this analogy, is sometimes our wounding is held very, very close within us, inside our mind, because of of these extreme things that occur to us when we're really young and can distort. See the distortion in this ring? These events can actually distort us, and this distortion can continue as we develop in life because it's always there. I mean, I'm not sure when I will actually be completely healed. I'm looking forward to being completely healed in the afterlife for sure of this lifetime. Now, a lot of the things that happen to us here that distort our mind, that we carry like that in our core, are simply because of the density here. The suffering that is possible here is because we're in an incredibly dense reality. And it's in the design that we can be interfered with or wounded to our very core. And then we have to remember that we are a glint of light, the God energy, our being God-given intent that we carry down into many complexities of expression. We are so much more than the events that happen in this life. And that's not a spiritual bypass emotionally. It is the truth. We still have to be aware of our traumas at our very core and do our best to heal them. So I'd be interested in your take on this, on the aura as the akashic record of ourself. So until I see you again, please be well and please be blessed.